Is this any better for the sound? I forgot the mic. I'm an idiot. For the sound. Morning, Andy. How's it going, my man? Number one in chat today. Nice to see you on board. All right, guys. So today we will be doing the CPI, right? Huge expected moves. JP Morgan's yesterday said that if we get bad CPI numbers, they expect a negative 5% move on the SPX today. So this is a huge move either way, whether we go up, whether we go down, we can expect a big move today, right? So you better know we're gonna trade the SPY today, you bet the SPX today. You better know we're gonna hopefully make a lot of money today. You know, this could be a big move for our challenge, you know, get our account onto the next level. So that should be, you know, I'm very excited for that. Let's see if we can hit the nail on the head. Good morning, Hayden. How's it going? Hope all is well. All right, guys. So if we look here today at our charts, we see uh, the future is running like crazy, right? The future is up 1% almost today, right? At the peak was probably up 1.2% here, right? So far though, just to keep in mind, so far though, it's still stuck within our range that we were talking about a few days ago. So nothing crazy here in particular, nothing happening here, you know, that would just make me think, you know, to just go all on in calls or all on inputs. But what I did do in preparation for, you know, the SPX is, of course, I'll be hedging. But my guess is that, you know, it's not going to be good numbers. So my guess is that we go down. So I already have a put. I got one put right around here, right? So we gotta put on the move up. Now the put that I have is an SPX put. I know a lot of you guys cannot trade pre-market, so if you cannot, you know, don't worry about it. Don't feel like you're gonna miss the big move. There will probably still be moves when the market opens, right? So I would not worry about it too much. That being said, though, if you are not from the States and you can trade the SPX, I recommend you hedge your puts or your calls, whatever you will be playing, right? Don't just go in there, you know, naked. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, guys. That whatever the move will be today, it'll be very big and very sharp according to most expectations. So even if your main play does not pan out, your hedge will pay you. At the very least, you'll break even. So, just something to keep in mind. You know, it's just my personal recommendations, right? So, that being said, all right. So, let's see how everything else is doing here today, right? So, we already know the futures are up handsomely, right? Oil unexpectedly is also up half a point. I wonder how the dollar is doing. Probably is down like quite a bit. Uh, let's see here. Oh yeah, dollar down half percent. Wow. Uh, dollar is down sharply. Look at this, guys. Yeah, it's pretty bad here, which is you know, it's bullish for the market, of course, if the dollar is down. So let's do something here. Let's look, I mean, let's try to figure out what possibly can happen today in CPI using technical analysis, if this is possible. Let's see where, from a technical standpoint, where we look, right? So the report should be out in the next 25 minutes, right? So if I go here on the futures and look at this here, what do I see? What am I looking at, right? So let's just remove all these unnecessary lines, right? Oh, also, by the way, guys, very good news. I was finally able to get the money to go through the TradeAway account. It's on the way, at least. Everything got cleared with the bank. So we will be trading futures very soon. I expect the money to be on the account today, maximum by tomorrow. So yeah, guys, as soon as it gets there, we'll be trading futures as well, which is very cool, because what we can do is that we can day trade futures since we don't have the BTT, and just day trade futures and use the options account to keep to play swings and stuff like that. So I think it'll be very cool, you know, once we're able to do that. But yeah, so for now, let's just remove these unnecessary lines. We don't really need any of those, right? So okay, so these are gone, right? And this trend line here, Now let's keep it. Okay, so we can very clearly see here a converging wedge, right? Very obvious one, and we all know like a converging wedge is, a bearish indicator. So if we look at the 1 day here, very obviously we all know the market has been going down for the longest time. So it's pretty, normal to see a converging wedge on the 1 day chart here on the SPY, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. Now, if you go in here a little bit, we want to be looking first and foremost. We want to know is the pre-sickness highs, where were they for the future? So the pre-sickness highs were here, right? Feb 20. So those were at 3,395. Let's say for simplicity's sake right now, 3,400, right? So the futures, they ran up as high as 3,400 pre-sickness, right? So that being said, I don't think we drop any more than that in the near future, right? So I think if CPI goes down and comes in pretty hot and we go down, I don't know if we test those levels today, but this is a very good target. If we get there, I will start taking profits for sure. That being said, how is our RSI doing? RSI is a bit oversold here. It has room to go down more though, right? So don't think it cannot go down. It does have room to go down more. But yeah, I mean, it's not neutral, that's for sure. It's a bit more to the oversold side, right? So what happens the other way around? What happens if CPI numbers come in cool, right? So if they do that, we have tremendous room to move on the upside here. RSI, like we said, is a little oversold. So we have all the room in the world to move up, right? And I'm sure all other stocks are pretty oversold too. Now, as far as resistance and supports go, so where can we expect to be taking some profits, right? So I would say right about here, right? So this low here that we had in July, right? So 3,815, right? This resistance here, I think this will be a good point to take profit. We had a touch point here, and this was the high that we were unable to break on the last run up before, right? So 3,815, this will be my upper target here for today if the report comes in cool, and 3,400 would be my target here if the report comes in hot, right? So right now we're kind of in the middle here, which is very funny and a little ironic that we're exactly smack dab in the middle between two resistance and supports. So yeah, I mean, literally it could go either way. So this is the view from the 1 day. Let's have a quick view from the 1 hour, right? Now from the 1 hour, we see these are the line we just drew, some very nice touch points here. That's good. We can see some sort of trend here a little bit. But see, here's the thing, guys. Like, again, we're trying to possibly maybe guess where the futures will go, but using technicals. But at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. The report will come in and it will decide everything. It is important, though, to have to know like where it can possibly go to the max, so you can sell your stuff, so you don't sell early as well, or sell or if you're late to end, if you can't buy pre-market, maybe you can buy after the market open. So you want to know, has the big move already happened, right? Or can I still get in, right? So this is why it's important to do the resistance and supports. Sandeep, good morning, man. How's everything going with you? Hope you're doing well, my good friend. All right, so yeah, I mean, like, this is pretty much it, honestly, for me for the futures. Let's see what people are saying now. For me, by the way, I'm gonna look at CPI numbers from here. You can get the report and you can dissect it and read it if you want from the government website. I will be doing that later, not right now, because I want to be trading this immediately. So we can at a quick glance get the numbers here. Walter Bloomberg account, right? Because this guy pretty much copy pastes everything almost immediately from the Bloomberg terminal, so it should be pretty quick. But that being said, the move will be immediate and quick. You can kind of tell like if it was a good report or bad report from the chart here, right? So let's have a look actually here at what other people are saying about CPI, if there's some any news, because I know expectations have been from big banks or big fat miss, right? So let's see here what the CPI says report. Mm. All right. So, people on Twitter, we have here potential outcomes of CPI report: inflation higher than expected, sell stocks, more rate hikes. That makes sense. Inflation lower than expected, sell stocks, we're in a recession. That is true as well. Inflation as expected, sell stocks, Fed will remain hawkish, right? Outcomes of a broken system. So my man here is not wrong, right? It does make sense. A lot of people have been talking about this recently. Is that like all roads lead downward, and they're not wrong per se. But here's the thing: like if the reports does come in cool, we can expect a big spike and then a die off, right? So I don't think it's a good idea to just go all in on on puts like this would definitely not be the play here, right? So that being said, right, let's see what our immediate resistance and supports are here on the futures. So obviously we have this line here that we hadn't removed before, and we have this line here. So this is the channel we've been stuck in for the last few days. Okay, and what we want to be doing here is again, I would not be taking any actions based on like whether it breaks this through this channel or not. The CPI is has the final say here, but the RSI on the 5 minutes is pretty overbought, right? And I want to see at 1 hour what the RSI is doing. RSI is a little overbought at the 1 hour as well. So again, we have a lot of room to move, guys, either way. Like the chart really isn't telling us much right now. It can go up, it can go down. From a technical standpoint, we can move however we want. Like there will not be impediments because of this, right? So let's see what some individual stocks are doing, right? Let's see here. So we had Netflix calls, and Netflix is up a little bit today pre-market, actually up quite a lot pre-market, 0.6. That is very nice. All right, so Netflix above our danger zone, right? So we were worried that if it breaks this, then it might just keep going down. So as of pre-market, it is above it, and it's been struggling, if you've noticed, to go above this level. On the day it dropped off, this was the high it made towards the end of the day, and it's been struggling to go over it ever since, right? Which is not a particularly good sign, but it's not a bad sign either, right? So AMD, how's AMD doing today? AMD is still stuck in the range that we put here, which again is good. It matches our theory, right? Our theory being is that AMD just fell as much as it would fall, right? Now today is going to be an extremely important validator of our theory, right? Either my theory will be right or my theory will be wrong, and we're going to find this out today. Why? Because if the CPI comes in bad and we see AMD dropping a lot, right, then this invalidates my theory, and I might think about maybe cutting AMD here, right? So what else do we have here to look at? A Tesla, right? You guys like Tesla. So Tesla is up 0.5% today. It's extremely volatile, right? Just up and down, but still around this line here. Nothing specific. Let's see here. What else? Okay. So SPY, of course, is gonna mirror the future. That goes without saying, right? Nothing to look at here specifically. QQQ. Again, some chop. So yeah, pretty much it looks like everyone and their mother are just waiting for the report, which was gonna come out in 15 minutes here. Let's see what the VIX is doing. VIX again failed, right? For the 5th time in a row, failed to break this line here that we drew, right? It keeps trying and rejecting, right? And it's now just consolidating here a little bit above this level. So by the way, right, this is not necessarily bad, because if we look at this here, the VIX, this could be you know, bull flag forming, right? So this is not necessarily anything bad at all. Again, SPY has been consolidating, so there is no reason why the VIX could not consolidate as well. But if we finally see a breakthrough of this, we might today get the big drop. You know, we will finally see a breakthrough of this, and of course, vice versa. If it runs up a lot, then we finally get the invalidation of this line here, and I'll probably drop back right here in this zone, right? Probably actually go back all the way down to 28 if we get a good report today. So let's see. Let's see what happens, right? Okay, so let's get rid of those and let's go back to our futures. So it looks like the futures are not doing much right now, right? So this looks, I mean, you can argue that this looks like a bull flag, right? And maybe, you know, but for now, again, I'm not looking for any specific chart patterns, right? Uh, uh, uh. So it's 216. So I'll be waiting to get my call hedge. I'll keep this until like I see a big drop here. We usually get a lot of volatile movement towards like the last 5 minutes or so. So if you guys are just joining in right now, like I said, I have a few puts. Well, not a few. I have one put because I have a small account and I can't afford to buy much. I have, if you're wondering, it's an SPX 3,455 strike put, and the reason why it's very far out of the money is because I do not have a lot of money to buy stuff with the small account. So I'm stuck buying what I can. I needed to keep some money left for a hedge, right? My recommendation is buy as close to the money as you get. It is a 0-day expiry. It expires today because again we're playing the move today only. We expect an impulsive, sharp move up or down. So, of course, you do benefit from holding long term if you want. But basically, what I'll be doing here is I'll be just playing the move in and out, right? So, let's see here. SPY not really doing much. SPY futures still stuck in this range. Yeah, I mean pretty much like again, we don't have anything to do much except wait and see what comes out the report. But while we do that, let's have a look at some other things. Let's have a look at cryptos. So I wonder what crypto is doing today, right? So oh wow, crypto is pretty rad. This is interesting. Sandeep, all depends on the data. TA means nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like it's no need to. Wow, look at this Ethereum. Wow, holy drop. This is very, 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 very interesting. Hmm. I mean, I don't remember seeing any particular news coming out that would cause crypto to crash like this. If I missed anything, guys, let me know in the chat. But I don't think any particular crypto news came out. Bitcoin, wow, it's very interesting to see crypto dropping this much with the SPY up that much. This is very, very interesting. Sandeep, if we get good data, crypto has decent risk to reward. Uh, Actually, no. This is the thing, right? When you have a divergence like this, like you're seeing here, Sandeep, this is a very skewed risk to reward, right? So I don't know why it dropped to begin with, and there has to be a reason for this drop, right? Because if we cannot figure out why this drop happened, right? Maybe the CPI has no effect. The futures are up 1%, 1% plus, right? You kind of want it to match with this, right? This is how crypto has been behaving for the most part, right? And interesting. Let's see if Twitter, BTC. Let's see if any news came out. Yeah, does not look like there's any news that came out. Everyone is just talking about technicals. So does not seem like there's any news that caused this to happen, which is very interesting. Sandeep says, I looked at the price action around all major events, and crypto has a mind of its own and does not follow SPY. Well, I would disagree there. Remember, like last CPI, last PPI, last Fed meetings, the crypto just went along with whatever the SPY did for the most part, right? It's very rare to see a diversion like that, to be honest with you. Uh, this is a little bit confusing. Could be a trap, could be someone knows something. I don't really know, but it's very interesting to see this huge divergence like this. Jay Smooth, good morning, my good friend. Very glad you were able to join us today. Thank you for joining in. Let's see here. Sandeep says, yeah, it went up last time, but it was leading and the SPY followed after. Well, yeah, I mean, like this could be the second theory here is that this is a leading indicator, and since the crypto is down this much, right, it will just like the SPY will soon follow, and this, I mean, it is possible because 99% of the times whatever happens before the event we get the opposite, right? So last time last CPI, this was up and then we got an opposite move, and it's almost always the same thing. So very possible, yeah, it could be the same situation. Most of the time crypto leads around major events. Yeah, then yeah, that's why I was saying, like, because you were saying it has a mind of its own. This is why I disagree, because for the most part, there is a correlation with crypto and the futures and the stocks. It is possible that crypto is weak right now. The liquidity isn't where it should be, and this is why it's very easily manipulated. There could be an equal sell-off in the futures or stocks, but we're not seeing it in the same way that we're seeing it in the crypto market. So that is possible too. Yeah, like you said. So let's see here. Very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, we're gonna know in 8 minutes, right? But imagine, imagine, the report comes out and it's pretty bad, and the futures start falling. That just goes to show that, like, yeah, in that case, crypto is 100% a leading indicator here. But it's weird, right? Because if it is a leading indicator, if this is kind of like a known thing, like, and what Sandeep said, like I had in mind before as well, right? Like, if this is the case, then all one has to do is just like look at what crypto is doing before any particular event and just like follow it. Very interesting. Very interesting. I am very interested to see how this plays out today. Like, we're gonna know in 8 minutes, but it is extremely interesting. Okay, so in 2 minutes, I will be looking to see if I will get a hedge or what we're going to do. I already have a put because I am poor right now with a small account, so I can afford a very out of the money same day put. It is what it is. Yeah, this is what I'm hoping for. I would like to see like this drop as much as possible so I can go in and get a call hedge. Kernel says GPM predicts CPI will be in line, lower but in line. Yeah, and they also predicted yesterday that we'll get a -5% drop in the stock market. I don't know. I feel like everyone in JPM goes out and says like whatever the hell they want. Like, I feel like there's a million people in there and everyone has like a mind of their own. But yeah, I saw that too, that they predict the CPI will be in line. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Sandeep says liquidity is weak in all markets and people taking profit aggressively and everyone not trusting any pump. Doesn't why we have so many big wicks. Yeah, I mean, like, and you really can't blame them, right? Like, this is what I have been, like advocating for the past time. And look at this past few days, right? Like, it just makes perfect sense. Like, I'm not trusting any pop or drop either. I just like, I see green, I take it, right? And this holds true for the majority of the past few months. Like, like any small event just moves the market widely now. So yeah, I mean, liquidity is now what it used to be before, especially when they stopped all the quantitative easing. No, like the market is not what it was before. That's for damn sure. Cornell says, I feel the same. Yeah, exactly, right? Man, damn investment banks. Maybe they even do it this way on purpose, right? So like they have like four or five people say different things. So like, oh, I'm the head of investments. Oh no, no, I'm the head of risk management. And everyone says something different, so they can say by the end of it, like, we called it, yeah, we got it. Because if five people say different five things and they're all JP Morgan, one of them is bound to be right. So we'll see. We'll see. So 5 minutes to the report, and we have a bull flag forming here. Pretty damn interesting. I am ideally looking for a drop so I can get in, get a little call here, just as a hedge. And just as a reminder, guys, I already am in AMD. I have Netflix AMD calls. These are swings, and I have XLF puts for the move tomorrow. So I already have puts and calls in other plays that will move probably with whatever market move we get today, right? I currently have an SPX 3455 put as a play for today, same day expiry, and I will be looking to add a call as a hedge for today as well. All right, 4 minutes in, and we're not really seeing any sort of move here, right? So I'm probably gonna just jump in and get a call anyway, you know. So let me just do that here. SPX. Today I have my broker in the other chart, so I can trade this easily because I'm gonna need to look at the chart, trust me. Uh let's Wow, look at this. See, look at this, guys. Like, look at the volatility today. I just want to show you this quickly here. Look at the volatility today on the SPX, right? This is just like, this is absolutely insane. Like, it's just, the IV is just popping today. It's very, very interesting. But anywho, right? So let's see if we can get some nice cheap calls here. And by cheap, I mean like dirt cheap. Like I'm looking for a $200 call. It's gonna be like ridiculously out of the money here. uh, okay, wow, wow, this is pretty sad, guys. Okay, the $200 call, same day that I can afford for SPX is 3,765, right? This is just like absolutely sad. It is what it is, right? And the sadness is not like the low amount of money or anything like that. Like I don't care. The sad part is that the problem here is that I cannot get something that is safe, right? Ideally, I would not be playing this, and this is the problem, right? When you are unable to play something that you like, and order filled here, we got it at 220, is when you cannot play something that you like just because you know you don't have the money to do it, right? Oh wow, looks like I got the call at the right time. uh, so of course the 1 minute before the report, right? So let's see what happens here. Mm-mm-mm. That's probably shorts covering, by the way. If you guys are wondering why this big move, it's probably just shorts covering before who don't want to play the CPI, right? That's pretty normal, right? So drum roll. I wish we had the sound effect for drum roll. That'd be interesting, right? So, I'm out to close my lungs from this morning and go with the flow after. Exactly, that would be the smart play. Wait. Okay, so it's 2:30. Looks like the report is out, and looks like my chart's frozen because the move is so big. All right, so it seems that my whole computer just got shocked from the move of the CPI report, and it's just not moving at all. All right. Let's see here what. Uh, wow, really? My whole computer just actually started freezing. But I think it's bad because I think I'm seeing the futures drop here. So let's see what Walter Bloomberg has to say. Let's just go and look at the chart. Wow, that is a big fat drop. Wow, looks like the report was a big fat miss. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Wow. Wow. Beautiful stuff right there. Just like absolutely beautiful, guys. Wow. That is a big, big drop. So it looks like our puts are gonna print, boys. Yeah, the market just keeps going down. See, come on. The Zoom. Okay. My computer chose the worst time ever to get slow. This is why I like trading on the phone. Omega Line just made 50 or 100 bucks shorting Tesla. Let's go, man. Nice. Sandeep Dam, 100 up points. Yep. J Smooth, I see it peak down to 351.26 on my 5. Yeah, it's pretty damn bad. Let's see here. U.S. September consumer price increased 8.2% from year earlier. Ouch. Core CPI 6.6. Consumer price 4.4, consensus 0.3. CPI excluding food and energy is 0.4. This is not good. It's not too bad, but like that's pretty. It's bad. Okay, it's bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad. Wow, wow, this is bad. Okay, yeah, I think we might drop more here today. Wow, this is now I expected it. Okay, now I get why JP Morgan was saying 5% drop yesterday. That makes sense. Wow. You see, the problem is that we missed twice in a row. We missed last time as well, right? Like overall, like long-term horizon thing, it's not like the absolute worst numbers you've ever seen, but like 2 times in a row, we're unable to get expectations. It's not really a good look. Okay, so yeah, I mean pretty much like nothing here really here us to do. I already have my puts. I'm just gonna let them run. And while as for my call that I got as a hedge, I'm pretty sure this is like absolutely cremated. Yep, yeah, pretty much like done for. So I'm just gonna leave it. I mean, like, what the hell? You never know. Maybe you get like a super huge mega bounce for some weird reason. But no, the numbers today, like, yeah, looks like it's puts all days, guys. Like, it's gonna be pretty bad today. Second miss in a row. This is not how you want to start. Like, no, this is bad. Like, and this also spells doom and gloom for the earnings, guys. Like, yeah, we're definitely new lows territory, right? We definitely got new lows here. Interesting. Ah, well, we made money either ways. And don't forget, we have our XLF puts. So those should be printing nicely today. So that's pretty damn good as well. Okay, schmoke. So, Jason says, can't wait for 9:30 to be able to trade. I feel you, man. I feel you. This is pretty damn interesting. This is this is unexpected. This is not a good miss. I was really hoping we'd get in line. Like now we're not at the like now talks of bottoming out. Like that's just absolutely goes out of the window here. That's pretty sad. Good morning, Angelique. Where were you? You missed the whole CPI craziness. It was pretty damn interesting. And in case you can't see it, Angelique, look at this. Look at this huge drop here. Okay, let's see how everything else here is doing. Dollar must be pretty happy, I'm sure. Yeah, the dollar got back the 5% it lost and then some, of course. DNX, of course, up 2.3%. Wow, yeah. Missed short on gold. Yeah, I mean, that took a pretty decent hit. Silver, much bigger loss. Silver just like has been very volatile lately. Check VIX. Oh yeah, right, VIX. Be very interesting. The hell are you doing, VIX? Huh. Very, 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 very interesting. Yeah. What the hell is that? VIX should be glowing green now. VIX should be like maximum green. VIX should have blown through this and just kept going up. Huh. So the $1 million question becomes is, do I cut my SPX put here, take my profits and run, or are we gonna see a bigger drop here? Now, fundamentally, no, bigger drop for sure. But technically, you guys know what happens when we see the VIX divergence. The VIX diversion is not a good look. A good look. Can be pretty foul. Even the bigger problem here is the VIX is just falling more, right? Like that's the bigger problem is that it's minus 1.3, right? And it's just like it's going like it was minus 0.9 a moment ago, right? And okay, I get it. VIX could be volatile because we're expecting volatility today, but like past that now, like I don't see a reason why I should reject on the 21 MA, for example, right? Or the support here. Highly unconventional to be perfectly honest with you guys. And if you've been following me, I there's nothing more I hate than a VIX diversions. VIX diversions is never a good phenomena. Usually something pretty weird happens after it. So uh see. But thank you, Angelique. That is a good catch. Thank you for making sure we have a look at that. Uh but yeah, I'm definitely, you guys better believe I'm gonna keep a keen eye on VIX and futures. And for those of you people who will be trading this at the market open, keep an eye on VIX, okay? Don't make sure that like you keep an eye on VIX before you buy anything, because divergence not good, not good at all, right? So yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, I'll be back with you in a minute here. And we're back, guys. We are back. So let's see here. Well, the chart still as it is. It is not. It's falling down a little bit. Might be forming a little bear flag here. Same thing happened last time, but yeah, we're down 2% so far. Ginormous, huge, big fat candle here, right? So yeah. What's the realistic new low target for the coming days? Well, Sandeep, we went through this before when we first started the stream, so I'm gonna do it again for you guys who are just joining, right? So we said this line here was where we were, right at the open, okay, and we had, like, in case of a bullish report, we said 3,815, and in case of a bearish report, we said 3,400. This is for the futures, so of course you guys can extrapolate that, and we will, once the market open, we'll extrapolate these numbers to the SPY and the SPX. If you guys want to do that now, we can, right? So let's go with the SPY here and extrapolate these numbers. So let's go to our 5K challenge list here. Go to the, let's start with the SPX, right? So SPX numbers do not reflect immediately, but the equivalent of the futures, we said that it will be the pre-sickness high. So it's also 3,400 almost, right? 3,696, right? And for the SPY, that will be, you have a lot of numbers on the SPY. That will be 340 almost, right? So SPY 340, that's my bearish target. The maximum we go down today. SPX 3,400, and of course same applies for the futures, right? So this is this, I think, will be the first major resistance we meet next, right? So we'll see if we get there today. It is not unrealistic that we get there today, by the way. Like this is another 100% drop, right? So that would be sorry, 100 point drop from here, right? 112 points drop from here. That it will be around like a further 2.5% drop, in line actually with JP Morgan's expectations when they said 5% drop. So 1 point JP Morgan, good for you guys, good for you, Jamie Dimon, you're hiring good people. Because yeah, I mean, like, it matches, right? We do have the next drop probably will be that level for sure, 100%. So let's see if we eventually get there or not. Let's see if this happens or not. It's gonna be very interesting to see that today. That will be one hell of a drop if that happens, guys. Like, that will be one hell of a drop, right? Huge drop here, right? So well, our put is doing nicely here, in case you guys are interested in how the challenge is doing. So we got a 287 average price on the put, right? And we're up $600 so far on it, right? So we are up almost 200% on the put. So yay us, pat on the back, good call us, right? So hopefully if we keep holding this and we get, the expected drop to this is the problem, like, ideally here, if I wasn't doing this this challenge or the small account, I would have had multiple buys, and I would just like sell this, sell one here, and just keep one, or of course like however amount I have, and keep the other one, for the big move down. But since I only have one and my account is small, I'm gonna do a BDE, big dick energy move here, and I'm just gonna diamond hand this and hold it, hoping we get to 3,400 today. If not, then it'll be very sad, because I'm gonna see all my profits disappear, possible profits disappear in front of my own eyes. If you guys did join me on this trade, I would recommend that you just take your money and go. But just so this stops being a small account, I'm just gonna do the risky move here and wait.
From joining
So
missing out
yeah.
qualifying for the Fortnite World Cup.
Sorry about that.
As one of Fortnite's biggest content creators, to aimbotting and receiving a lifetime ban from it.
Just that video open up here on YouTube by mistake. My bad. Yep. All sorted. So yeah, let's see how the individual stocks have. Okay, yeah, AMD and Netflix. Okay, I totally forgot about those. It's okay, so Netflix, big fat drop here, right? But should we be concerned? Is this a drop that will screw with our play? It is still within the range that we discussed, right? It is still within the range here. So as long as we're still in between these lines, I would not be super freaking out. And look at this, guys. Like the line we had here before, it just touched it and went up. So still within expectations, right? So definitely something to keep an eye on here, but we'll see. AMD, ouch. AMD went out of the, yeah, AMD broke through this. Okay, so if it's unable to reclaim this throughout the day today, this kind of invalidates our theory here, and it might be just a good idea to just cut this here and buy back later once the big drop is done, because below this here we can see 48 on AMD, right? It's at 55 right now, so we could see 48. Alternatively, we can also keep AMD and maybe add to it if it drops more, right? As long as we expect, like it will keep going up. But for me, the next add at AMD here is at 48, right? So I would wait for the 48 level. But we want to see how how individual stocks react to this horrible CPI report soon, right? So we can, like, our goal here for the futures, like I said, is possibly the pre-sickness highs. So this is a target. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets there or not. But yeah, you know, we just keep making lows here, which is good. But again, this is uncharted territory, right? So if we just look at the 1 day here again, let's make sure we don't have any particular resistances or supports between now and then. So let's see here. So we can see some resistance or support here at this level. I would say around here, the 3,542, but we seem to have just like blasted through that. A possible move would be a retest of the 3,540 level and then continuation downwards. But as you guys can see, like between the 3,400 and and below, this is really it here. This is really it for yeah, for the SPY. There's nothing, I see nothing here. We're now 3,516. A possible move probably would be just retest 3,400, fail and go down again. But under that, it's just a pure drop, just like absolute, just failure and drop here, right? So, and again, this was interesting. Same thing applies to our crypto crypto thesis here. So let's see if crypto dropped more or just stayed at the levels where it were. Because if it stayed at the same levels, that means like this was an expected move by crypto traders, right? Yeah, it didn't really drop that much. So Ethereum was down 4.8 before this, so it dropped 1% more. It's not a crazy drop from here, right? So yeah, I mean, like, looks like crypto is now starting to become a leading indicator somewhat, right? We see here it even went up a little bit. But yeah, it's not the same crazy drop that we have on crypto that we had on the futures. We had this big drop here first, right? And this is where the big spike was before the open, and then we had this here, and we had a drop, not a huge drop. So yeah, Jay Smooth says, "Thanks, should have put yesterday." My friend, hindsight is always 50-50. Everything's is always 2020. It's always easy to after the fact get feel remorse, or even vice versa, like think that you're a genius, if you called it. But realistically, my good friend, this was a very binary event. It could have gone either way. There is no way you could have known it would have gone this way today, and vice versa. If you bought a put yesterday, you're not a genius for doing that, right? You don't have super foresight here. It is what it is, right? So this is why today I got a put and I got a call, right? So it's very hard to predict these things. Yeah, things were leaning more towards the bear side. So buying a put would have been maybe the good idea. But like I said, it could have gone either way, really, right? Could have met expectations and it would have not fallen this way. So you never really know, man. You really, really never know, right? So don't beat yourself up for it. Don't worry about it. And more importantly, there's infinite opportunity in the stock market. A lot more plays like this where this came from. So we will be playing all these plays. Some very exciting opportunities will be coming towards us very, very soon. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I wouldn't put too much stock in this, right? And you still have today, man. This play is not done, right? You still have all of today, right? So we could see a much bigger drop coming up. So don't worry too much about it. That's all I would say. It is what it is. So yeah, the call, the $200 call. I'm just gonna close this here for 100% loss almost, right? uh I mean, I can sell it now, I guess, for $10. So I'm taking $10 beats zero. uh so let's see. Hold on, let me just try again here. Because, by the way, even if this pops up, even if this recovers all of this and then some, the Ivy crush is so big that I will never recover from this, right? This is a what you call it, the Tiger King moment, right? I will never financially recover from this. It's the same thing here. This call will never financially recover. This call is ruined for good, right? So even with the bounce, nothing is gonna happen here. So I'm just gonna get whatever money I can get out of it. $5, $10, whatever I can get is good. You know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I can't even sell it for $10. I'm just gonna market sell this at